Guys on TikTok are always bullying me. If it's not them talking about my cooking, making stupid comments on my videos, asking me to invite them, and some are just basically talking about how they can cook more than me or whatever. I mean, that's not really getting to me, because whenever you get positive comments, you can also get negative comments. But sometimes whenever I post videos of me talking on TikTok, they're telling me to stick to cooking. Like, I don't really pay attention to them most times. I just like block them off. I don't really tolerate negative comments on my post, because it takes confidence to set up your camera to do anything. Most people don't even post online, not because they don't want to post, but because they don't have the confidence, they don't have what it takes. And most times when you're in front of people, it's just like setting up a camera is almost like talking to people. You're talking to people. Of course, you're going to post online. You get nervous. Sometimes when I'm editing, I notice some error, some grammatical blunder or whatever it is, some things that I said wrong. And I'm just like, oh, why did I do that? I'm going to correct myself physically, but I'm still going to post anyway. I'm going to keep posting until I can perfect whatever it is that I'm making mistakes on. Like, that's not getting to me. It's just how men, males, they just try to degrade women. They just try to make fun of women in heavy ways. They just try to bully women. Most times they tell you can't take a joke until you're making jokes about their airlines, until you're making jokes about them, and now they are crying. They are showing how more emotional they are. I just block them off. Honestly, I don't really care. Someone commented on my video where I made the pottage and said it is pottage, not porridge. I went immediately to Google and found out it was actually correct. Other people made comments about my pots, and I didn't even pay attention to it, non-stick, and I ended up changing it. Those are positive comments. Those are comments that were not made to degrade me, to make fun of me, and I made necessary changes. I did not know that it was not even porridge. We always call it porridge in Nigeria, but we don't use the same English and whatever. People make mistakes, but I don't know why I just want to address that, because I honestly don't care. I'm the kind of person that if you make nonsense comments on my post, I'll just block you, because most people are bitter in their life. Most people are actually miserable, and there are a lot on this social media going around to make people feel bad about their life. It's not everybody that set up their camera to talk, to come online, to do things that actually have a lot of peace in their life. Some people use this as an escape, and you're coming to dump your bullshit on their post. So while that's out of the way, I just honestly want to vent right randomly. I don't know, I just feel like that, because over the years I've actually been going through a lot of bullshit, and thinking about it, I feel like I've always been struggling. Honestly, while we were at my dad's house before he sent us out of the house, and yes, you heard right, my dad asked us to leave the house at a point. I don't know what came over him. After sending my mom out, he later told us to also leave the house. Even before then, I feel like we've always been struggling as kids. So I'm going to talk about my own personal struggle. I don't know about my siblings. It's their story to tell. I remember having to actually fend for ourselves. Sometimes I remember my dad sending me to buy him food while we starve in the house, and that was something my mom would never do. She would go outside and buy things on credit just to put food on the table. And this is someone that has been verbally and physically abusive to my mom for as long as we can remember. In fact, we were the one begging her to actually leave the house when he almost killed her one day. So as an adult, I feel like I'm just so drained and so tired. Aside me talking about how I don't have enough qualifications to even get a good job, and I've just been on this line of trying to be a YouTuber, trying to make money off social media, which I have done before my identity got stolen from me. And this is one of the things I'm still battling, because these are what I've been battling. These are some of the things this is like my entire problem right now, because I built a social media appearance and people started impersonating me. Now they're still doing it right now, and I don't even have the motivation to make a video. Sometimes I still do it. As much as I tell myself that I want to give up, I still wake up the next day, I still try, I still do it. I used to take a lot of pictures before, but I don't. Whenever I want to do something, I just lose the determination. I just lose. I don't know how to say. Like, I just feel disgusted. Like, why are you even trying? Why are you taking pictures when you can't even post? Because when you post, they are just stealing your pictures to impersonate you. This is not only one person. It might have been able to, it might have been easier to trace, to track down. I mean, nobody was helping me. I even talked to a lawyer and she didn't even ask for maybe money to help me track anything, or nobody is really helping me. And I personally feel like it's because of the kind of business I've been doing, the spa business, the mobile strip club and things like that. I know a lot of people silently judge me. A lot of people are blaming me for what has happened. A lot of people think I actually deserve what's happening to me, but I don't think I deserve it, because one way or the other, everybody uses their body to work. This is not me defending spicy work or adults entertainment. This is not me defending it one way or the other. Even when I used to clean, and I just leverage on my experiences a lot, because even when I was doing the so-called legal jobs, I've still been harassed. I will keep saying it. I've been raped, I've been harassed at my regular jobs. Men did not let me rest as a child. In fact, I had to grow up faster, I had to grow up earlier, and this is just my life, and I don't regret a lot of things. I don't regret a lot of things, because bad things also happen to people that do regular jobs. Bad things happen to people that live by the rules, do everything right. A lot of bad things happen to people that do everything right. So I'm not going to sit here and start regretting. At the point, I started regretting because I started this business anonymously, but people did not trust me to send their money to me. So I attached my identity to the business and I made a lot of money. In fact, a lot of people still come to my TikTok to ask me why I left Twitter. And these days I've been regretting leaving Twitter because I had a lot of exposure. But the exposure brought stalkers into my life, even my so-called ex. I feel like I've broken from his shackle, because recently I feel like he has stopped stalking me. I feel that way. Maybe he's detached already, and we had a big fight and I broke things off. This is me almost even regretting breaking things off with him, because as abusive as he was, as manipulative as he was and all that, he really paid my bills. And now that I'm really, really broke, I mean, rent is due, I'm barely surviving right now. I'm just trying. I'm just still trying, because I wake up every night before I go to sleep. I just say, I wish I don't wake up tomorrow. And these are the struggles, and I just come online to see some stupid comments on my posts, and but humans would always be humans. I literally made a video about why I don't even like people anymore, because they are literally going to be the cause of your problems. They just won't let you be. Either coming from a place of jealousy, coming from a place of envy, coming from a place of hatred. The video has been going viral, and I've just been getting lots of weird comments, especially from males. And it's just weird, because just be kind to people. If you don't have anything nice to say, just like shut the fuck up. You don't have to make a comment. I scroll every day on TikTok and I see some things I don't agree with. I just swipe. I just scroll away. But I mean, it's not that way for a lot of people, and I'm not even letting that get to me, because honestly I also get lots of positive comments. I get follows, I get likes, and people appreciate my work. So I'm not going to focus my energy on the negative aspects. So just dealing with a lot of things, and sometimes I just feel like life is actually not worth living, because my mom is very religious. In fact, I think she's a pastor now. She's always saying things will get better, and I feel very sorry for my mom. In fact, sometimes I cry so much, because I personally feel her pain. I don't know if you guys know about this thing. When a mother carries a baby, like, you can actually share your baby's pain. The mother can share the baby's pain, and vice versa. Like, I share my mom's pain so much. Like, I cry a lot. I feel her pain personally, because as much as I even told myself, okay, I'm never gonna let a man treat me like this. I've been treated badly. So in fact, the last one almost slapped me, and it's just so bad. And I always feel sorry for her, because she really, really believes that one day, I mean, I really don't know, nobody knows tomorrow, but I just feel like Yoruba used to say, like, when you hope in something for so long, one day you're going to stop hoping. You're just going to stop hoping. You're just going to stop feeling like something good is going to happen. Like, you're actually going to get tired of waiting, which is actually my reality now. Because honestly, where do I go from here? I had a thriving business that's got me recognition, got me a lot of things, and I was able to pay my bills. And when I rented this apartment, I had the money, like I was able to afford it. And a year of me recognizing that a lot of people have been using my identity to scam. People stopped patronizing my business. I closed the spa, everything went down the drain. And now my landlord is threatening to kick me out. In fact, he actually gave me a few weeks to get the fuck out. And me looking around trying to see what I can sell. And I don't like the idea. You know, once you start selling things in the house, it's just down from there. And you're going to have to sell way cheaper than what you bought it. Even though I am a very neat freak and I, you know, neatly maintain my things, it breaks my heart to start thinking of selling my things. I don't even want to sell my things. Like, I would rather die. I keep telling myself these days that what am I going to do without these things? When do I know that things are going to get better for me to replace them or anything? For example, maybe your air conditioner in the house. Like, the heat can be crazy some days, and you know, what am I going to do without these things once I start selling my personal items? These are the struggles, and I keep thinking back to my problems. I keep asking, what kind of lesson is this trying to teach me? I feel like I already learned some lessons. I already tried to be private in some aspects, in some areas where I blame myself for my mistakes, for some things that I did. I don't know how to blame myself anymore, because blaming myself about, you know, attaching my identity to this business, if I wasn't attaching my identity, I wouldn't make as much money. People send me money because they see my media, they see who they are talking to, they trust me, you know. Guys are also in this field that don't get as much money as I get. I used to get a lot of messages from guys telling me that they want to work with me because they see how much recognition I was getting, you know. And humans are just, as I always say, they are just always the roots of all the problems. Because honestly, I don't know, because I don't even know how many people are impersonating me currently. Someone told me just last week that they saw some of the accounts, not even one, not two, I'm sure several, because people always reach out to me. Currently, I put my number out to still see if I can get any luck, and it's just people texting me, fooling around with me. People used to text me and call me a thief. You know, someone texted me last week and was asking me, do you have a Telegram channel? I just had to block them, because the more I think about these things, the more I get depressed, the more I get so sad about my life. Like, when is this ever going to end? It's been several years now of this impersonation, and I found out just about a year ago, or going to 2 years now, and I've been so down. At first, I had to close my Twitter page. I had to stop posting. But the more I posted, the more they stole my work. I'll be so scared to tweet anything, because they can take a screenshot and go and post it on the fake page, and it will seem so real. I mean, the guy that texted me calling me a thief, he was so sure that I am the one. Why? Because these people stole like every footprint. If I post, even on Snapchat, if I post something, they will take a screenshot and go and post it on the fake page. I keep wondering, has there been anyone that has gone through something so deep like this? Some identity, false identity, stolen identity, impersonation. Has there been anybody? Normally, I would see, you know, celebrity pages. When you're looking for their page, you see some fake pages, but you should be able to like identify the real one from the fake one. I mean, I probably still regret deactivating my Twitter, but I had a lot of stalkers. 25,000 followers. People were checking in on my page. I had a lot of stalkers, and the person I was with, that I thought I was having a decent relationship with, was also one of those stalkers, always using my words against me, always looking for clues on my page. And I keep saying it is just hard being a girl child. It's just hard being a girl child, because these men are sick in the head. This is obsession. One of the impersonators that was asking me for money to deactivate the page came to my TikTok in the middle of the night, knowing that I'll be asleep, started liking and reposting my post. I saw it in the morning. It was like a shadow of you. It was like looking at yourself in the mirror. Myself, I did not open another account. Why would I come to start using my other account to like all my... Then I went to the page and saw how much videos. Like, I did not find you out myself. Nobody sent your page to me. You came yourself to review yourself. And it got to a point that I started screaming online. I started making videos talking about it, and nobody did anything. Nobody tried to help me. Nobody tried to support me. Even one of the reasons why I deactivated Twitter, nobody was retweeting for me. Imagine a 25k page. You're not even getting not even one repost. It was just one of my friends that would always repost it whenever she sees it. Just one person I can remember. That was like one of my close friends. I just got discouraged. I got scared. In fact, I unfollowed a lot of people on my page at first. I followed a lot of people. Currently on TikTok, I don't even follow anybody because nobody is showing support, and it gives these people the determination, the courage to see that, okay, she's helpless, let's keep attacking her. And then people are making fun of me, they'll come to my comments. I mean, those things might have reduced now because, you know, I actually worked on myself. I don't know, I worked on myself a lot to try not to be that person, because what have I been doing wrong? No matter what I say I'm doing wrong, in a world where we can do nothing without money, I'm just trying to survive. These are all survival tactics. If I was okay, if I had another way to do these things, I won't be here struggling. I won't be doing things like this. And going back to my background, seeing how things have been, I've been all alone by myself. Like, I remember I started working at a very early age. I had to pay for my school graduation, I had to pay for my own dress. And I don't want to villainize my mom in all of this story, but she was always on my neck. I started growing resentment towards her at a point, because the kind of pressure she put upon me, she never puts anything like that on my brother. She's always complaining that how he doesn't pay bills and this, that, and this, that, this, that. But she made it compulsory for me to pay bills when I was living with her as a teenager. She made my life a fucking hell. She went to report me to my neighbor that was closer to me, telling her that I don't like to pay bills, this is that, that. And that one was telling me that I should take some money out of my account every month. And you know, as a girl child, I have to buy pad, I have to pay for my transport to that work. I was not well paid. I had to spend 12 hours at my working place. I was not well paid. I had to buy food. I had to take care of myself. And I still have to take care of my mom and my sister that I'm living with. Going back to all this struggle, I just feel like life is not worth living sometimes. Like, they always say God gives his strongest. I don't give a fuck about that. What doesn't kill you traumatizes you for years. It makes you resent the whole world. It makes you take out your pain on other people. Because this is me trying to survive. What have I done wrong? I keep sitting down to reflect. I keep thinking about it. What is it? What did I do? What did I do? I finally found something that worked for me. There was a time my mom said she saw a vision that I'm going to be a fashion designer and nothing else worked for me. I invested into fashion business and opened a boutique. I locked it down after some months because I got absolutely no sales. And I have a friend that has excelled in that part. That's because that is our way. That is our part. I started mobile strip clubs, started adult entertainment, spa, massages, things like that. And I blew up. I made up a lot of money. And people saw that and they don't like that. And they hijacked my identity from there. Up until now, as I'm speaking with you, I'm too sure that there are still pages. They found out an app that I was not, you know, familiar with. I don't use Telegram. Then they went into it as a full business. These people who were running hard with my identity, running hard with my picture, everything I've worked for. Twitter page I've spent years building, I've had to deactivate it. Everything I've spent years working for has been stolen from me. And now I'm here. It's still looking like, okay, people who are employed will be looking at me like, why can't you just get a job? What kind of job is going to pay for this lifestyle? Everything is so expensive these days. Nigeria is so corrupt, so horrible. What kind of job as a school start, as an SSEO, as someone that did not even finish university or whatever? What kind of job? Even those ones who have degrees are finding it hard. Everybody's going into business. Some people will respond to you doing business. You'll be like, should you be doing business? Why are you so hungry? They're hungry because that's not what they want to do with their lives. So people saying, okay, why can't you try this? Well, do you think I've not tried it? What have I not actually tried in my years of living? I can't just sit everyone down and start saying, oh, this is my life. I'm done explaining because people only hear what they want to hear. They're still going to judge you regardless. But when I was doing all these things, nobody saw me. That same Twitter is where I got the clients that told me to be touching his body. I literally went to clean his house. They make excuses. Oh, after all, you are doing massage. You need to get harassed. But when I was cleaning people's house, this man turned off all the cameras in the house. And I got scared. I had to do it. I had to give in. Going back to Twitter to tell them about what happened to me. Males in the comments said I was lying. They were defending the man and don't go and clean somebody's house alone. Why? It's always the victim. It's always women that are being blamed, that are being shamed for everything. And some of those guys, when I talk about my experience, they're just trying to shut me up. You're trying to shame me so that I'll be embarrassed. I'll come back to delete my video. But that was before. I always go back to delete my videos whenever they try to bully me, but not anymore. I used to close my comments too, but not anymore. If you say something that doesn't align with me, I'm going to block you. And no matter what you say, nothing is going to get to me. Nothing you say is ever going to get to me. I'm just here trying to live, trying to survive. These things people do to me, I don't see myself doing it to anybody. I focus all my time, all my resources on myself, because that's how much I love myself. That's how much I love to see myself win. Even when I had families, when I was living with them, I've always been lonely all my life. So what would I gain going out to try to destroy other people, going out to try to bring other people down, when I'm too busy trying to build myself, trying to survive? And what I see these males are, I see them as broke bastards, because a real man, a real intelligent man that is getting his money does not go around scrolling on internet trolling women. A real man, like they always say, not all men, not all men. The real ones, the ones that have sense, don't go around insulting women. So I don't even take them serious. Honestly, I just laugh to myself when I see some comments sometimes that nobody is going to see this, I'm going to block you, and the comments will get deleted. You can't bring me down, you can't say anything, you can't shine on my page. My videos are going viral, my TikTok is going viral. It's just limited. The kind of money I made on Twitter, I don't know if I can make it from anywhere else. Instagram, they hate Nigerians. You know, you run ads from today till tomorrow, you just waste a lot of money, you're not going to get any sales. Twitter was like my most successful platform, and now I deactivated out of pain, out of embarrassment, out of shame. I spent the whole of 2025 crying my eyes out, being depressed, being so sad. My source of income has been hijacked, everything has been stolen, my self-confidence, my everything. People are texting me, people will text me sometimes like this, I'll just start crying, calling me a thief. You know, someone texts you, you're thinking it's a potential client, and maybe I'm just gonna get some money from this, and then the next moment they're calling you scammer, thief, calling you all sort of names. You know, some of the people they've scammed will find my Google account, my business page, and text me and insult me. And sometimes I'm like, how did I deserve this? Not everything happens for a reason. Honestly, some things are just bullshit in this life. Not everything really happens for a reason. I just sit down and start thinking, where do I start from now? You know, starting all over can be very, very hard. Where do I start from? It's hard to start building another Twitter page right now. It's hard to even survive. It's hard to even do anything. There's no even determination, because I'm so scared. I had to be locking down all the pages. These people are copying everything. They are stealing my work. They are stealing everything. Anything I tweet, anything I post, they will carry that one, post it on those fake pages. Heavy stalking. As at the time, I don't think I would have thought I would be regretting it like this, because heavy, serious stalking, abusive relationships, you know. And I had to just pull back to, like, you know, it's just so painful that I have to keep going back to someone that hurts me so much only because he helps with the bills. And you know, I sit down and start thinking, maybe it is true what people say, maybe I will never be a feminist, maybe I will never become anything in life. I have to start thinking about those things. Maybe he's actually right by saying I rely on men for my basic, what is it called? But let's look at it this way. People establish schools, they establish, you know, universities, they establish bank, filling station. People establish strip club too. So why can't you keep telling those people who establish strip club that? Why can't you be like the person building schools, the person building? You don't know what would work for everybody. If everybody will stay in one line, I don't know, we're not going to have diversities. And this is literally me just banking off male's perversion. If there was no male perversion, you know, there wouldn't have been anything like that. I would have still found another way. But let everybody leverage on the fact that this is what you're doing. What you're doing is not right. So maybe that's why those things are happening to you. That's not why. People who do normal things, that bad things happen to them, to you give them all sort of stupid consolation. But that is just how life is. And these people actually hate my confidence. They hate my level of, I threw shame in the bin. There are things that I started being ashamed of after then. But this is what brought in money. You have to keep shame aside. Even when you want to blow on social media, most people sometimes they are not like that in real life. When you play a role in a movie, that does not mean that's the kind of person you are in your real life. You have to do some things just to be successful, just to survive in life. You have to do some things. But they've made me ashamed of it, and I know there are lots of OnlyFans, you know, people who are in that field that are higher than me, that have made millions, and they've even retired from it because of the amount of money they've made. I couldn't get to that level, and now it's back to square one, struggling, trying to figure things out. What do I do? Do I sell clothes? Nobody's buying clothes for me. I've sold clothes. I love fashion so much, but I would rather just, you know, buy things for myself. But I've tried it out too, because, you know, I've tried to sell food. Nobody's buying from me. Males will text me nonsense message. It's even hard just walking on the streets. Males are harassing you. Then you post your number online. that is supposed to be personal or business, and he'll text you telling you nonsense. I posted my number because of business. Do you want to patronize, or you want to just, everything is so tiring, everything is so discouraging, everything is so depressing and so sad. In fact, this is not self-pity. I just feel sorry for myself sometimes, because I know that I have tried. I just don't know what to do anymore, and I can't kill myself. I attempted suicide twice. This is not something I'm happy to say. I drank something and nothing happened to me. I just started belching that stuff that I drank, antiseptic, and I thought I was going to die. I did not die. After then, I took a drug overdose and I threw it up. So I'm scared now that the next thing I do would lead to a fatal damage and I'll still be alive, and people will make fun of me. So you're trying to kill yourself. They're going to, judge me, and so that's the only reason why. Because I'm actually so tired at this point. I'm actually so tired. Why can't humans, I think everybody is coming into my life to hurt me. Why can't humans hate me this much, to want to hurt me, everybody just wants to hurt me. Everybody wants to hurt me. Everybody wants to hurt me. That's how I feel right now. I don't even see real support as real support anymore. Because when I was in deep shit, nobody came out to fight for me. Nobody came out. Those people seeing those pages too, they know that I'm not the one. Maybe if everybody comes together to report the page, to bully them and it will be taken down. But no, I deserve it. Let me go through it on my own. If I come out of this, I see why people who have gone through a lot of things and became successful, I see why they don't give a fuck about you guys. Because you were not there. Nobody was there for them in their time of struggle. Nobody was there for them. So if you see a celebrity acting like, okay, they are God, let them be God, because you never know what they went through to get to where they are in their life.